Federalist Paper 8, Part 3. The Army, under such circumstances, may usefully aid the magistrate to suppress a small faction, or an occasional mob, or insurrection, but it will be unable to enforce encroachments against the united efforts of the great body of the people. In a country in the predicament last described, the contrary of all this happens. The perpetual menacings of danger oblige the government to be always prepared to repel it. Its armies must be numerous enough for instant defense. The continual necessity for their services enhances importance of the soldier and proportionally degrades the condition of the citizen. Let me read this again because this is important. The continual necessity for their services enhances the importance of the soldier and proportionately degrades the condition of the citizen. The military state becomes elevated above the civil. The inhabitants of territories, often the theater of war, unavoidably subjected to frequent infringements of their rights, which serve to weaken their sense of those rights. And by degrees the people are brought to consider the soldiery not only as their protectors, but as their superiors. The transition from this disposition to that of considering them masters is neither remote nor difficult. But it is very difficult to prevail upon a people under such impressions to make a bold or effectual resistance to usurpations supported by the military power. For those of you who are recent American citizens or who are going to be American citizens soon, immigrants here, this is extremely important because depending on what country you come from, some of these countries, okay, like this line says, the military state becomes elevated above the civil. In the United States, the civil power is above the military. The civilians tell the military what to do, not the other way around. And that's why he's warning that if we have a large standing military inside the country, gradually we will be looking up to military instead of being great civilians and living up to our responsibilities. So it's very important. That's why I said this paper is very important. And then the next line, it says, consider the soldiery not only as their protectors, but as their superiors. This is the military. Soldiery, he means the military here. The military, if we allow them, if we are not responsible, then gradually military and the leaders will get more power. The executive gets more power and uses that military to crush our freedoms and our liberty. And they think that they are superior to us. So this paragraph is very, very important. So I want you to read this over and over again and remember that Republican form of government, a constitutional republic, whether it's United States or anywhere else in the world, civilian has the ultimate say. The military should not. And if people are responsible, they are familiar with things, they stay informed, they participate, vote, become familiar with things, I think freedom has a chance to survive and even flourish. But if people are not responsible, I am afraid that the leadership will always start a war. And when you start a war, usually most of the power goes to the executive branch, and the executive branch has the military usually on their side, and bad things, awful things can happen. So that's what makes what he says in this paragraph, in this Federalist Paper 8, is very important. Okay, we will return and finish this later.